Alright, so before long I'm going to sit and go over the general assessment for the Gauntlet Call to Action event I'm hosting on Fighters throughout mid-March up to the live stream debut of it on March 25th and continuing it through the end of March to April 2nd. This will be the first of two specific sessions relevant to this event. So I'll sit here and go over it as best as I can. So you guys out there, be sure to leave a follow, like, subscribe, comment, and voice your opinions about what you think about this event as it goes on. Okay, so from the beginning, I'm aware of players getting homesick of Guilty Gear Strive and Skullgirls because of the rollback that, from what the beta had displayed for Guilty Gear Strive, controls netcode very well. And I'm aware that most players are wanting to play less Dragon Ball Fighters or else drop it altogether for GG Media when that game comes out because of the rollback feature. Blah blah blah, sucking off the rollback dick. That's fine. That's very nice. And it is something that is expected and necessary of a video game in order to have a general compliance of online activity consistently, or more consistently anyway. So, I'm among the few that actually didn't piss away my money to pre-order the game like others before or after beta, because I have a life outside of video games that is to hold my money whether I like it or not. Priority has already taken effect, and it will always take precedence. My money's needed elsewhere, so I will not spend $60, $70 on the Guilty Gear game. That said, there's a lot of gamers seeking to throw away their skills to learn Guilty Gear or Skullgirls or other online relevant games to be more involved with a seemingly inviting journey, and that's fine for them. The point I see is to face stronger level players before that I likely will never see again. So that's when it hit me to go a different direction for what I want to have for myself, which is my chance to face all of these powerful players, or whiners, or bitchers, whatever it is that they want to be called, or what they are generally labeled as. Take your pick, whichever side of the fence you're on. To have my chance to face all these dudes before they leave, they stop caring about the game, if they haven't already, whatever the situation may be. So I can improve myself and house better opportunities in this community. My idea is to create a competitive gauntlet to directly put myself against what skilled players there are left to the platform before all of them take their leave or stop giving effort. This is a huge idea that could be very rewarding in itself depending upon how I do this or how in-depthly I delve. I want players leaving this side of the community to have a good closing experience online, so I myself have thought hard how I want to go through with this due to variables involved that my friends are reminding me of and my moderators are reminding me of, based around performance consistency and juggling and prioritizing life affairs over gaming, or health management, the ratio, win-loss ratio, and my general consistency between how I'm going to do my training schedule to do all of these matches daily, or whenever it is that they are assigned between the beginning of March up to April 3rd or 5th. I remember reading that the Guilty Gear launch was moved, so my date will also be moved as well in correspondence to it. But this is the first layer of it. There will be a second layer, but this is the first layer that I'm covering right now. And basically this is like all these elements that are going in here I also need to manage correctly in order to make sure that I don't run myself raw or do too much too soon or do too much at one time or in one sitting, so I don't overdo it or overwork myself with a lot of these matches, because people just want games. I'm not expecting them to actually care, and I do or don't have to care about their better interests. I'm just here for games. I want to make sure that the panel is good for you to do what it is you would like to do, and the panel is consistent for me. That way I can endure the difficult and highly educational games that I'm seeking online, but will not put up with in casual or rank in order to seek these powerful opponents. This is going to be in a more concentrated funneling. As inviting as other fighting games are, and they're very nice. Guilty Gear Strive is very nice, sure, but I'm not leaving Dragon Ball FighterZ. Thus, I have to make these matches count as best as I can. So, yes, I am willing to take all of these matches seriously to a degree, not life and death, but seriously to where I need to make sure I give every single match 110% maximum to get the most out of myself for every possible outcome that I would have with every rotation of characters that I would seek to embrace. Long story short, this is a huge series of scheduled book 1 versus 1 segments created as an event to face a lot of the player base that's going to no longer be of this side of the FGC's player base any longer. Probably. These are going to be first to 3s, first to 5s, or first to 7s of your choosing, or if you wish to contribute or specify more directly, you can also specify a first to 10. Banned stages are going to be Namek and Namek Destroyed. This is going to be open to East and West Coast players, but this is also going to be case by case. There are West Coast players that I don't lag with or I don't have connection issues with. There are some that I do. Mostly I don't. So like I said, this is going to be case by case. Note, I want you to note this. Don't come all this way to have some high-ass expectation like I have to be some fucking Hook Gang God or Alucard or Nitro Bros or Nokami or To Kill Sage or Cloud just to be good. I'm Rodimus Prime. That's all I aim to be that matters, and that's what matters to me. I couldn't care less about living up to the reputation of all these other dudes that you guys idolize. You're fighting me, you're not fighting them. I'm fairly good, sure. I make mistakes. I'm not a god. I'm good, but I'm not a god. I can make mistakes just like anybody else. So don't come in here having a high-ass expectation about me. Just fight me. Don't fight the person that you expect me to be. You get what you want, and you get exactly what it is that you came for. So your question now is, why go through all this trouble? Easy. Because I want to. There's not much time to round up however many players all over the world or that are in the online realm that I feel might be interested to partake in my open panel event. Be they one person or probably nobody, since I'm probably not even worth the time. I don't know. I need the experience to do more in Dragon Ball FighterZ, and it's literally right here, scattered across the whole global community, over fighting players in concentrated areas online. And I would rather do this over more sporadic fighting players online in non-concentrated volatile areas just to gain more bad habits from fighting bad gamers and get nowhere fast. I won't know if people already out there are interested if I don't seek to reach out and try to have my opportunities where they may. I already tried reaching out to stronger players that I already know are good, but if I'm not worth the time already, or if I obviously don't have clout, quote unquote, then who are you? What are you? Are you worth the time? You never know because you're not going to take the fucking interest. So all you're going to be is a fucking nobody. And that's perfectly fine with me. Because if that's what somebody's do to other people, I have no interest in being somebody. I would rather sit here and face each guaranteed skilled competitor 100% and likely lose, so I can learn properly, rather than go online to rank just to sweat my ass off and beat some extremely strong ass masher and think I'm good when I know damn well I'm not worth shit. The main satisfaction of rank is to have the next earned title that I would work towards, which I think at this rate I think I might be pushing towards Pride Trooper. If I go through all this trouble just for nobody to arrive on the panel to join, or for nobody to fight me, then that's also fine. I'd be pissed as hell, but it's understandable. That way I know that this would be essentially a waste of time. That tells me that either I'm not taken seriously, or you don't want to fight me because you feel you're fighting the netcode more, so you're scared of losing, or I'm not worth anybody's time at all, so I must be more trash than I thought. Either way, this is something that needs to happen so I can create more competitive opportunities for myself. I just need to know if you are in or out personally. And in finality, yes, there is also a point to this. There is a point to all this effort that I seek to go towards. I'm seeking to become a finalist for the City of Mayhem, the tournaments that Bum hosts, and NLBC, the Next Level Battle Circuit, that Team Spooky and Nerd Josh host. It's a harder competitive, and rightfully so, for all the sweats all over the world, not just New York or Chicago, that surface out of nowhere for glory, and probably money. Logically, I think to myself, okay, the last time I took the game this seriously is when I was trying to become the winner of Realm of Degens, because I was trying my ass off to be a player, Rodimus, that won a tournament by the same name called Realm of Degens. I played in numerous different events for Realm of Degens. This was the tournament that was hosted by Straight Strippings once upon a time. And there was a time where I became a past finalist 3 times in a row, but I was one short of securing the winner's finals matchup. 2 times I came close with Gogeta, and 1 time right before my birthday I came close with Goku Black, but they both couldn't pull it out of the hat. And so I think to myself, if I could go through the process of trying to fight all those mashers and come that close on an intermediate competitive circuit for fighters, then why can't I apply the same type of elements in the higher tier process of fighters? It's going to be harder, but in theory I can apply the same application. I can apply the same consistency. This is just going to be harder, and it's going to be a more difficult process. And I feel that I could repeat a similar success to HOC or NLBC, which would be literally the next level of what is present right now, with more knowledge than what I have then. Like, I already had my foot in the door with NLBC several times, because I've been able to be successful enough to highlight NLBC 2 times so far, even though I got my ass kicked really hard in the opening gambit both those times. That still tells me, okay, progress has happened. I just need to have my debut at HOC live, and I need to crank up the training then. Bottom line is that I'm not fully there yet, and I can't do this without more exposure to higher level competition, actual diverse competition, not just playing rank where players just mash and spam to win, or these other tournaments that I've been in so far where people obviously bluntly do that, or just use cheap ass characters without any actual further application to it. They just play top tiers and then just basically just pass their ass through half the competition. I refuse to settle for that. I seek more for myself, and I seek to achieve greatness on a higher platform, which means that I need to ask more of myself. But to ask more of myself, I need to do more, and I can't do this without you, whoever it is out there that is interested. I have the debut set up of my streaming schedule for these one-on-one event segments, which is my next community posts that is going to be coming up in a series of posts between Twitch and Twitter. Feel free to always weigh in your thoughts as you can, or have read up on them between my tweets and notes in my community Discord, the YouTube page, and Twitch whenever it is I do my streams, and all that stuff is linked down below in the description. So let me give you a visual recap. 1st to 3, 1st to 5, 1st to 7, East Coast, West Coast, case by case scenario, 1 week wake in between, If you have any media as a competitor or content creator, your stuff is also featured in the detailed description down below. Also, the post to my general schedule outline is as follows. There is going to be a part 2 to this. However, it is blank at this time, as you can clearly see the schedule is blank, because I don't know how my mental state is going to be by the time I get there. Feedback helps the growth of this idea greatly, so that way I know I'm staying in the correct direction in my goals. Any feedback you may have, feel free to go on ahead and post your thoughts. And as always, thanks for listening.